Good morning, everybody. Trading within the box here on April 30th, 2024, here at 8:49 a.m. before the market opens in the pre-market. First of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, forex, futures, or equities or options. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice, and they will help you there. Okay, so let's get to it here. So we're going to go over the indices with the S&P 500, the XLF, the IWM, and the SMH first, just to see where the market is, and then we'll go to the stocks. So we were going over this the other day, and I wanted to show everybody what happened when we got up to the 510.45, and we did tag on the S&P 500 the 510.45, or the 510-ish. Let's just call it right now. It's 510.06. See right here now. Yesterday we had that little doji right there into the resistance areas with the volume falling off. You see it right there. So we'll gotta know what's happening here with the stock market. Are we still in this downtrend, or are we going to get a pop here? So right now we're getting a pullback. We have a little bit more sellers than buyers here, but not totally confirmed with a pullback on the 2-hour chart on the stochastic all the way down. So I want to see if we're going to break. If we break this 50-day moving average, we get into this area. Are we going to stop at a higher low and then head up and then test the 513.62? So that's what we want to see. Also on the daily chart here. Okay, we want to see if we can get up. If we're going to get all the way up into the top of this candlestick from April 15th. Okay, if we're going to teeth up into that. Or if we're just going to stop and then pull back here, and we got moving averages following here, and we stop, and we get this kind of thing, we retest that there at that 510 again. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen there. Okay, we want to see if we're continuing a downtrend here, or if we're going to get up and above. Okay, so that's what we're following the money here. Okay. Let's right now go up to the bank basket, which is the XLF, and we're following the stock market right now. Now look at the stock market right here in the XLF with the bank basket. How we come back with the dojis. See how we come back with 1 doji, 2 doji, 3 doji, resting on support. Okay. Now we got the lighter volume right in this spot here. Okay. Let's just go over to the 2-hour chart here. And let's see what's actually happening. Breaking down. Now, look at the banks breaking down in the pre-market, okay? Now, that doesn't mean anything. We could stop at the 40.42 and then come back and retest the 40.80. I mean, that could be a day trade. So let's see if this is going to start breaking down, okay? Right now, it is breaking down a little bit unsupported on the 2-hour chart, okay? So that's what we're looking at here. We want to see if this is going to start breaking down to possibly the 50-day moving average. Or is it going to hold? So we got some spindles, and we got dojis, we got indecision, and we got a little bit of that light volume. I would come up and above. Now, if we come up and above like this, and we get an engulfing, like coming down, let's say like looks like this red candlestick right there, and you put that over here, okay, boom, that could be a breakout failure, okay, and then we start heading back down, okay. On the banks. Banks lead the way in the markets, and let's go over to the SMH, the other half of the market, which is semiconductors. And, of course, the semiconductors were stronger, okay, with lighter volume. Look at the lighter volume, though, on the SMH, though. Look at the void from here to here, okay? Look at that. So we're up into this spot right here, and then what? Okay. Now, look how we're going into the downdraft. Let's go to volume analysis here. On the candlestick of April 17th, we had 11.726 million shares. We went into that with 6.3. Yesterday with 4.8. So that's not good. Going up with lighter volume, coming down stronger. Okay. So let's see if this is going to pull back at one point. Now, on the 2-hour chart, you see here with the sideways consolidation holding right now with light volume. Okay. Look at the sellers as they came down. Now watch this. I want to show you something. When the sellers came down here, right in this spot, look at this. Look at this right here. And then as we came up, look at the buyers. Look how small the buyers are, okay? So a lot of times that's weak. Okay. Let's go over to the daily chart with the IWM, which are the speculators, and let's see what the speculators are actually doing. Okay. So the speculators here go right into the 50. We slam right into the 50-day moving average, and we have the 3-bar drive right into it. Okay, so you have the 3-bar, and then we pulled back. So let's see now what's happening. Look at what's happening with the IWM. The same thing with the speculators with the small caps. We got the average volume, and look at the void. Look at the void. This was solid volume up here. Okay, look how light the volume is going up. Okay. So let's see if we're going to come up and then come back down, okay? Let's see if that's what's going to happen. 2-hour chart, survey says, as Richard Dawson used to say all the time, we're back. We're holding support of the 50-day moving average on the 2-hour chart, okay? So let's see. But this could come back down, okay? So like in the pre-market, we had a little bit of selling here. See how we had the selling? But we could bounce off of that, okay? We could bounce off of that. Let's see, because we are going into a stronger volume right here, okay? Right in this spot right there, okay? So let's go over to the all-world Microsoft, as we always start off with. Now, on the all-world Microsoft, let's go to a line chart first here and see exactly what's happening. Now, look what's happening here with Microsoft as you look. Now, come back down, come back here. Let's see if this is going to hold. Now we had the earnings, and we had the candlestick with the volume right there, the volume stick right there. Okay, a few days ago. Okay, so you know it's always going to come back to that spot, and what it did, it exactly came right back to that spot with the magnet. Now these large volume sticks, where you see them all the time, right there. Okay, right there. And right there, okay, see, they're sticking out like a sore thumb, okay? See where you are. Now, if you draw a line where the last one was down here, you're right at that support level. You're right at that spot. You had one right here, and here you came right back to it. Now, let's see if it's going to stop right there and hold, or is it just going to keep breaking down? Obviously, the smaller time frames are gonna show you 1-hour charts not supported. Now, under the 2-hour chart right now, not supported yet, but we had the big volume surge come up right on April 25th. Okay, so we're coming back into that with lighter volume here. So we start to get boom, we start to get buying, we can start retesting that area again, or we're gonna just break down. So that's something that right now we're not supported. So let's see if we're going to fall down to this 391, okay, range, okay. Let's see. So that's just what we're going to do as we keep watching it. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. And the pre-market, obviously, we're not being supported right now in the 15-minute chart, but that could always change, and we'll keep watching it, okay. Following the money, not predicting, okay. This is not a prediction or anything like that. This is just following what the big dogs are doing, okay. We're just following. That's all we're doing. We're just going to follow what the big guys are doing. It's not gambling, okay? So we're just following money here, okay? Apple. Let's move over to Apple now. And on Apple, now we got the earnings coming up on May 2nd, okay? So on Thursday we got the earnings with Apple, okay? So now what happens with Apple here as we just shoot up to the spot with this reversal candlestick here? Okay, now we're at the 50-day moving average. Last time, what happened? It failed in that spot. Now we're at this spot again, and remember, look at the volume and that spot where the exchange of money happening again. Now we want to see if we're going to get this and pull back at least to the 20-day moving average. Let's see if that happens, okay? We want to see what happens. Now, if this comes up, breaks out, then boom, we could come all the way down again and test the support level down there, okay? So on Apple, let's go to the videotape, as Warner Wolf used to say years ago. Right now, you see how it was being supported on the 2-hour chart as we were coming up, and we had the higher lows, and you knew it was trending up, not for a long-term trade, just to go up to that spot, and you had the higher lows. Okay, right there. Okay, so that's that you knew as it was going to go up to that, you knew you had to trade from, let's say, 166 up to this 175. We're not surprised. We were talking about that last time. Okay, now let's go to the monster NVIDIA. Okay, and NVIDIA holding strong up in this spot. But also, what did we say? Last time we were talking about it, and we were talking about how, remember the high volume sticks right there, okay? We had, remember the monster one over here, okay? Now, we're moving into that spot, okay, right in that resistance spot. So let's see on a smaller time frame actually what they're going to do, okay? Now, on the NVIDIA, if you look at the volume on the 2-hour chart as we were coming up the other day. Look how it's dying, okay, up in this spot here, okay? Look how the volume's dying. So let's see if we got a sideways consolidation, if we're going to break up to 919.11, or we got the sideways consolidation, we start breaking down and we go towards the 799.80, okay? So this is a pivotal point here right now with NVIDIA. Let's go to a 15-minute chart, and right here, we're in the pre-market pulling back here. Let's see if we pull back to 860.18. Let's see if that happens. Okay, now we could pull back and then make another run. Okay, in a day trade. Okay, in a day trade. Now, if we go over to the weekly chart from the other day, as we were doing, we went up into that area. Now we're at resistance right in this spot. We're almost at resistance. So let's see. Right into that volume. It's like, let's see if this week has lighter volume. Okay, let's see if that's what's going to happen. Okay, so let's go to Amazon. Now on Amazon, let's go to the line chart, and remember we were talking about the W formation on Amazon. Okay, we had the W formation. We have the right side lower. Okay, so that's not as great, and we have selling volume, and we have earnings when on today. Okay, so that's something that you have to be careful here with the earnings. Always be careful when you have the earnings coming in. Okay, so we had the buy signal down here. This is a buy signal when you see this, when it comes all the way down and they buy it right back up. Boom, huge buy signal. Okay, we get up and above the 20-day moving average yesterday, but we have a sell right there. Okay, so let's see if this is just going to pull back, or if we're going to look at the volume now. Now look at the volume on the 2-hour chart with the more sellers than buyers right now on Amazon. Okay, look at the sellers in there yesterday. There's a mass amount of sellers in that spot right there. So let's see if they're going to drop this, or if they're going to pop it. Okay. So we're following the money. We're not predicting. We're not gambling. Now we're going into resistance at 184.23. So there's going to be profit taking right in that spot, as you see yesterday. Okay, let's keep moving along. Let's go over to the destroyed Home Depot, as we were saying, because Home Depot was doing so well. And look at Home Depot now, still riding the 9-day moving average, right below it, popping up into it with low volume. Okay, we could possibly get up to 344.81, or the first stop would be actually 341.35. Right now it's 336.80. So this is just a pop for a trade, and a lot of times now they're selling into this on the 2-hour chart as of now. Okay, so let's see if we're gonna pop and we're gonna go back down. Right now we have light volume. Let's see if we're going to come back down to the 329.24 first. Okay, that could very well happen. Now, on the 15-minute chart here, see it dropping? See how it's dropping right in that spot there? Okay, so let's see on Home Depot. Look at a 1-hour chart now. Look at the engulfing right there. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen if we're going to fail. Now, look how this is weak. Okay, let me just magnify this a little bit so you could actually see this. Okay, so look at Home Depot. Here's the 9-day moving average, right? So what happened the last time it went into 9-day? It failed. Okay, let's see if we got the 3 candlestick drive right into the spot, and let's see if it fails. Okay, let's see if it's still that weak that it can't get. Now, a lot of times you're waiting for the confirmation with the W formation, and you really don't have it right now. Okay, so let's see if you get this kind of thing, and then this kind of thing. Now, if you don't get that, you're going to get this. Okay, you're going to get how it failed right at the 9-day, came back up, failed at the 9-day, and boom, they slam you down. Okay, so that's what we're waiting for. Okay, that we're following money. Okay, we're not doing anything other than following money here. Okay, that's all this is about. Let's go over to candlesticks, and let's move over to Tesla. Now on Tesla, look at this. Now we had the earnings, right? Now, of course, it's not a surprise, right? Because why? Because when you have a massive sell-off like this, let's go to where we were. We were up in this range. Let's say we were up in 294, right? So you come all the way down to, let's say, in the 140 range, 141, okay? So look at that massive discount. Now, these guys really haven't covered that much. They haven't covered their short that much. They did a little bit over here, okay? But what happens is when you start to get the institutional money to start to really cover, this is what you see, okay? This is what you see. Now, you have a super high volume stick, so this could be a sell right here. So you got $200.04. Right now, it's $194.05, okay? So right there, you go right into that spot. You go right into resistance, just slam it to resistance, okay?